let's get into it. And stock of the day, suggestion from Claude, market darling Cettire, out today saying it's signing an agreement with international fashion group OTB Spa to directly integrate products from its licensed brand portfolio into Cettire's platform. Shaping up to be a big player in the space with its $1.7 billion market cap now, trumping that of Kogan and Myer, would you believe? Checking in on how the shares are faring so far. Down a bit on the day, but Cettire, Claude, has been a really strong performer, only a recent listing. Got a bit attacked by the Financial Review at one stage, didn't it? It's a luxury brands platform.
Yes, it is. And I think that what you were alluding to there is how Cettire seems to have managed to pull off its really fast growth is through some sort of grey market channels, which has then allowed them to undercut sometimes or offer very competitive prices, and then also spend a lot on Google advertising to get those prices in front of the audience. Yeah. And there's been some suggestion, and indeed, I think as you alluded to, I previously owned this stock and then sold it. And basically, the concern for me was that I wasn't sure how sustainable this kind of sales channel and this strategy was. And oh boy, have I been wrong to sell, because I think I sold a little bit above $1 or even below some as well. And as you can see, it's like the absolute blessing I can give a stock is to sell it, instant double. No, they've done really well in terms of growing the business, but they've still used that some sort of strategy where they do pay a lot in paid advertising and that kind of thing. So they haven't been profitable yet, even though they have quite a lot of revenue. And so there's still that kind of potential weakness in the business model. But I guess why the news today was interesting was because you could argue that these kind of deals, like what it signed with OTB SPA, that can help de-risk that channel risk, and the fact that these relationships now, if they become more official, well, maybe it does take away some of Cettire's competitive advantage, but it also makes the business much more sustainable. And if it already has scale because it got scale, then that could put it in a great position. I don't own shares now. This is one I've missed out on, but I do think it's an informative story. Okay, so would you buy it at $4.50 though? I might just be anchoring to the fact that I sold it so much lower, but no, I wouldn't. I think it fundamentally doesn't feel right to me that it's got such a big market cap. But if it just keeps on growing and then does turn to profitability, it has more of a global runway there, so it could well justify it. I certainly wouldn't bet against it, but no, it's not for me. Yeah, Luke, what do you think?
Yeah, look, I agree mostly with Claude, particularly on that bull case, and even the market cap today, $1.7 billion. If that bull case does play out over the next few years, that's cheap. You touched on the AFR and highlighting some of the issues they saw around that grey market wholesale. Where exactly are they sourcing their products from? Yes. And then the big question, because this came up as a suggestion when I was on a few weeks ago, and I sort of said, the unknown for me is, when will the brands try to get control over the Cettire platform as it becomes a bigger and bigger source of distribution? Today's announcement, I think, starts to head down that path of brands controlling their product on the platform. My main concern was always around the pricing. Claude alluded to it there. Their main, I guess, competitive difference to some other luxury platforms is the discounting they're able to offer. Now, of course, these luxury brands famously will burn product rather than discount it to try and maintain a perception of luxury. So as the brands become more direct with Cettire, with distribution and sourcing, the question becomes, will they also take control of the pricing, and does Cettire lose that advantage? Yeah. A lot of unknowns for me. The valuation, I agree with Claude, the best I could say is a hold. I think on that strong run though, if you have held it for a while, I would probably actually take a bit of profits. Right. There was also an operational update today, and just as a bit of a, I guess, rule of thumb for me, if you have a good operational update like they had today and shares are flat or slightly down, it might suggest the market's already pricing in a lot of what's growth that's coming through anyway. So maybe take profits if you're there, but still a few question marks as to how that business sort of evolves over the next few years. All right.